Hi, I'm Paris Ferguson, and this is my first weekly blog or vlog that I'm doing for Unit 13. Unit 13. We were in this first week given the brief of coming up with 3 ideas for our final major project, making our new Weebly page, putting the tabs for context in, and beginning to look at the context. So we had to pick a competition that we were making it for, our target audience, our themes, the 3 ideas themselves, and whether we were working with anyone else or not. I chose not to work with anyone else. My themes are being a young man, and now to a lesser extent sex, drugs and violence. My 3 ideas were a short film called Sex, Drugs and Violence, following the life of 3 young men whose lives revolve around sex, drugs and violence. These ideas can be found on my Weebly page if you want further information. My second idea was following one young man's life from the start of the day to when he goes back to sleep, over about a 2-day period. And it was a compilation of music videos that would form a short film, with gaps in between, which would have been more short film-esque with just dialogue. And my third idea was an art piece about being a man called Being a Man, and it was about making the audience think and question what it was like to be a man and to know more about it. Next up, I had to come up with my target audience. I chose 16 to 21 year olds, as I think my ideas appeal mostly to them as young men. I don't really have my shit together now, and I don't think I'll have my shit together at 21, so I think this will apply to me in those ages. And I chose 16 because I think that's when I really started understanding that I didn't have my shit together, and understanding what it was like to be a functioning human person in society. Then I had to send out a survey to my friends and peers who gave me feedback on my 3 ideas, which helped me decide which one should be my final project. And my final major project idea that I settled on is Sex, Drugs and Violence, as it was most interesting to me and the most voted upon one, and the one I think I will have the most fun creating. What's next on the list?
Another one, brief ideas, survey, target audience, new career.
How can I finish this? I'm now looking at next week, doing research. I also filmed a focus group which could help me pick my ideas, as the focus group gave me detailed feedback. However, each member of the focus group chose one of the ideas, so oh well. I guess they were all alright. Besides that, looking at research, I'll be looking into male prostitution, the reasons for why people would be a male prostitute, a drug addict or violent, and how these things affect people in their lives, and more the themes of I'll be researching how these things affect young men. I'll be using my context in my production to help me create a detailed production schedule and keep a core focus of the idea that I want to create. Also realised I haven't mentioned, but I am creating my project for Raindance Film Festival. I chose Raindance as it had the least restrictions, and I'm doing something quite gritty and exposed. Doing something quite gritty. As I'm doing something quite gritty and exposed with sex, violence and drugs. So I chose a competition that wouldn't limit me in what I wanted to create. I then analysed the results of my survey and reviewed what people said. I'll be using this in my production not only to select which production to do, but then when people said what they liked about my production, what they didn't like, and what issues I might face, I'll use this information to create the best piece that I can by having by addressing the issues during production and by incorporating the best parts to be more emphasized and perhaps removing or toning down the worst parts of my production. Cool.